Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the backstory. I hope you're enjoying your holidays. And if you're new here, kindly hit that subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can be notified when we post a new video. And if you like our content, you can also like and share our content. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the political drama between President William Ruto and Dossier Senator OMTATA is not going to end anytime soon. And if there is one politician or one activist that will go down with the government of William Ruto through litigations, then it is the Dossier Senator OMTATA. You know, OMTATA is one activist or one politician who has fought President Kibaki, he fought President Uhuru, and now he is fighting the injustices that are being done to Kenyans by President Ruto. You remember sometimes back, OMTATA chained himself on a pole near Parliament when he was fighting for justice for Kenyans. And whatever he's doing right now, William Ruto's government should not take them lightly. I want us to look at the background of this political drama, where it started from during William Ruto's government.
Na Mheshimiwa Rais, mimi nakwambia uko na sheria. Tuko na sheria na tufuate sheria. Watu wameongea hapa mambo mengi, na unajua huko nyuma hii housing bill, hii housing tax. Hii sio mara ya kwanza kuja. Hata mzee Uhuru alileta, na ni mimi ni mmoja wale tuliichapa mpaka ikarudi kuwa voluntary. Na nimemaliza kusoma bajeti yako Ijumaa. Nimeisoma kila kipengele Ijumaa. Ina maneno mazuri, ina maneno mabaya. Watu wasikudanganya hapa ati kila kitu iko sawa. Na yale maneno mabaya ambayo yako pale mengi inafuruga katiba. Bwana Rais, wewe rafiki yangu, hata unakumbuka ile mambo yanasewa ikianza, nilikuja kwa ofisi yako Transnational House. Nikakupata huko na Bwana Ole Kaparo. Tukaongea nikakwambia nataka kwenda kotini na naenda kupanda bus ya jioni niende Bungoma ni file case. Ukani encourage, ukachukua shilingi 30,000 ukanipatia, akasema tumia hii ikusaidie. Huku jua nilikuwa na shilingi 2,000 peke yake. Na nikaenda na tukafanya hiyo kesi, ikaendelea miaka 8.5 na kiwanja ndio hiki kilirudi kwa serikali. Na tena wewe sasa ndio unajenga industrial park. So safari ya Nasewa ni safari yako. Ulichangia pakubwa. Kwa sababu nilikuwa na shilingi 2,000 ukanipa shilingi 30,000, sio ilibadilisha mambo. Ndio nasema wewe rafiki yangu, lakini mbele ya katiba ni rafiki yangu mkubwa kuliko wewe. Na nimeangalia finance bill, na finance bill inafuruga katiba kwa vipengele kama 6. Na mimi nakuomba waheshimu katiba, wazitoe, kwa sababu wasipozitoa tunaenda kukabiliana kotini. There is nothing to complain about, but there's everything to fight for.
Wewe sasa unataka kunipeleka kotini. Na ile kazi mimi nafanya ni kupangia watu hawa ajira. Kwani sasa utaki hawa watu wapateko kazi? Please. Hokia, tafadhali. Ama namna gani jameni watu wa Dossier? Nisaidieni jameni, mumuongeleshe huyu jamaa apunguze mambo ya kotini. Yeye amesema ni rafiki yangu na ni kweli ni rafiki yangu. Ama namna gani? Tunaelewana?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that was in May when William Ruto visited Busia County and Okiya Omtata was given the podium to address the president and the locals. And during his speech, he challenged the president to drop the housing fund or else he was going to take him to court. The president tried to plead with him not to take him to court so that he could work on the housing finance fund to help Kenyans. But after that, Ruto's government implemented the housing fund levy, and Okiya Omtata and his colleagues took the government to court. And just the other day, some months back, it was declared unconstitutional by the Kenyan's court of law. Something that did not sit down well with William Ruto. And during a visit during a political rally, or it was a prayer come Thanksgiving ceremony in Kisii, William Ruto was so much worked up that he made some chilling statements that did not go well as well with Okiya Omtata.
So yule mtu ambaye anaenda kotini ati anataka kuzuia ati tusijenga manyumba hawa vijana wapate ajira, ati tusifanye ile kazi yote ndio Kenya tubadilishe. Hawa ni watu ambao ni maadui wa taifa letu la Kenya, na mimi nataka niwahakikishie nyinyi mlimpatia uwezo hawa watu wote ambao wanataka kutuzuia, mimi nitapambana na wao. Mimi nahitaji tu maombi yenu, kwa sababu si mnajua nilipatiwa panga pale, nilipatiwa sword kubwa hivi. Kwani mnafikiri hiyo sword ni ya kukata mboga? Si ni ya kufyeka wakora hawa? Ndawafyeka kabisa. Kenya itasonga mbele. Sijui kama tunaelewana watu wa Kisii.
He cannot call me a mkora. He cannot say he's going to slash me down and others down. That's a death threat. He doesn't have that power. That's the power. He's not immune from the law. Yeah, President was telling me for going to court. We go to court, we challenge some of his policies successfully, and now he's angry. And he doesn't want people to go to court. What does he want people to do? To go to the bush? We're not going to go to the bush, we're going to go to the court. He says he cannot be stopped. The only way he cannot be stopped is if he operates within the law. If he operates outside the law, he'll be stopped.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is how that drama has been unfolding. But one thing that Ruto's government is missing here is Okiya Omtata, who is the Busia senator, is a very battle-hardened activist. You remember Okiya Omtata started activism so many years back, even before he thought of becoming a politician. And at some point, so many people thought that maybe it was being sponsored by NGOs, it was being sponsored by politicians like Raila, or it was being sponsored by multinational organizations so as to bring down those regimes that he fought. Remember, Okiya Omtata has fought several battles with, he fought with the Kibaki's government, Uhuru's government, and now Ruto's government. Remember, Okiya Omtata is not a lawyer. He's not gone to any school of law. But he is an activist who has a lot of interest in injustices that are happening in this country. And in almost all his legal battles, he's almost won all his legal battles. And that is why Ruto's regime should not take him lightly. Because one, he's battle-hardened, he doesn't fear, and in all his litigations, he's always gone for issues that affect the common man. Like, for example, in this case, he is tackling the issue of housing fund, which is not popular with majority of Kenyans. If you ask the working class right now, what they'll tell you is that they want that housing fund. They want the government to do away with the housing fund. So in their recent application in the Court of Appeal, Okiya Omtata, together with his 3 colleagues, have gone to the Court of Appeal and asked the court to declare their issue as urgent, their application as urgent. And in their application, they want the Court of Appeal to declare the stay orders that were granted by the High Court unconstitutional. Because in their argument, Okiya and his 3 friends are asking the Court of Appeal to declare it unconstitutional based on the fact that once an issue has been declared unconstitutional by a court of law, there should be no stay orders on the same, because that stay order makes the same matter unconstitutional. Because in the argument, what they are talking about is that once the High Court found housing fund, as was done by the Ruto regime, unconstitutional, then they should have scrapped it off. So Okiya Omtata and the 3 have asked the Court of Appeal to declare their application as urgent, and the Court of Appeal has done so. This housing fund has raised a lot of heat for William Ruto's government. Just the other day, like around 2-3 days ago, Kilifi Senator Stewart Mazayo also petitioned the Senate, and he has asked the Senate committees to look for a way in which the housing fund, which was declared unconstitutional on November 28th, be refunded to Kenyans. Such that, one, he has petitioned the Senate and the National Assembly to put pressure on the government to stop the collection of funds from Kenyans in the name of housing fund. But Ruto and his regime are very cagey, and they've also introduced a housing fund bill 2023 through Kimani Ichung'wah. But the question is, why are they introducing that housing fund bill 2023 right now? Why could they follow the due process? Why did they do away with the public participation or issues that were raised during public participation and introduce their own issues after the public participation? Why do they have to wait for something to go on, or they implement the housing fund is when they come up with a bill that will be used to govern that housing fund? Because housing fund as it is right now is being implemented without regulations. There are no regulations that are governing the housing funds. Money is being collected by the KRA, but if you ask any Kenyan, if you ask even the guys who are working in government, if there are regulations that are used to govern the housing fund, no one can tell you about it. So the question is, why couldn't they do things the right way? Why did they have to wait up to the last minute? Is when they now start clutching on straws in the name of trying to make it constitutional. So however much they are willing to go to court, however much they are willing to defend themselves in court, but William Ruto's government need to do things as stated in the constitution. There is no shortcut in Kenya. Kenya is more litigious. We are more kind of a litigious country, whereby if you do things the wrong way, then we have the courts of law that will stop you. Remember, like during Uhuru Kenyatta's regime, Ruto and his close allies frustrated former President Uhuru Kenyatta in the court of law. You remember the Huduma number issue, then there was the BBI issue and all that. Then they celebrated. But when they came to power, they've decided not to follow the due process. They are trying to look for shortcuts. And that is what the likes of OMTATA and his friends are telling them, that the only remedy we have are the courts of law. So what they need to do is to first follow the due procedure in everything that they are going to do. There are no shortcuts in Kenya. We have a law, we have a constitution that needs to be followed. So however much they're trying to threaten those who are going to court or not, but I think Kenyans have come of age and Kenyans are willing to go full throttle in making sure that the government follows the law. That is all for me today, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any feedback for us, kindly comment on the video down below. You can also reach us on our social media platforms. Until next time, goodbye.